Brother T here. I just wanted to shoot out this is a video I did a while back, and I want you guys to see it because it has some information on it and some evidence on it that I feel is extremely important to the case that I'm making regarding my family members and the possibility of cloning and genetic modification going on of some sort. And it also verifies, I believe, that there is an extraterrestrial type of influence happening within this, and whether it's with my consciousness or if it's actually another planet or another type of universe, I don't know. I don't know what this is, but I would like to shoot this information out to you guys because I think it's important. And the reason why I think it's important is because of the fact that it demonstrates that I'm not wrong. There is something happening here, and it's gonna be a little bit. So I'm gonna talk about some other things until we get to the couple of parts in this video that I'm gonna be referring to. That's gonna be extremely shocking to some of you, and it's gonna be, very hard to digest. And it's not coincidence, and there's no way to not explain it when you guys are gonna see what happens here. So anyway. I mean, it's not like there's going to be a monster popping out or anything, but it's going to be conclusively proven that there's something bigger going on here, and it's not just mental illness and make-believe land here. There's something bigger going on here, and it's kind of scary for a person that's actually involved with living in it. And so anyway, I just wanted to shoot this out at you guys and kind of narrated a little bit. A lot of things are going on in the world right now, currently, and I don't know if I'm seeing it from another perspective. I've been going to downtown. I've been doing things within my city limits, and I haven't seen a lot of what's going on now. I see the masks. People are wearing the masks everywhere I go. But where I'm at, it's like they're wearing them religiously. And I'm seeing on a lot of the YouTube channels, mainly not YouTube, but some of the newer ones. There's one that you guys should check out. It's called Brand New Tube, I guess it's called. And brandnewtube.com is a new YouTube channel that they set up in order to, not be silenced with their opinions and their voices regarding, certain things that are happening in the world. Obviously they've been being silenced, and there's definitely some monitoring going on by these big tech companies that own these companies. And so there's been a lot of anons and some other folks like David Icke and some others that put together a channel called Brand New Tube. And if you check it out, they have a lot of videos going up now where they can actually, express their opinions and what they feel and express what they want to say. It's freedom of speech. So you might check that one out. And if you guys are in an area, I've been seeing anyway on these videos, a lot of protesters have been going on the opposite side and basically protesting the COVID-19 pandemic that's going on. I think that's awesome. I'm not seeing it as much where I'm at, but then again, I'm going to show you here. I don't know where I'm at, so I'm kind of sending out. This is kind of like an SOS to anybody that is, that understands where I'm at, or might possibly know where I'm at. If they can maybe come and try to save me from this place, because it's maybe I did something really bad. Maybe it's a hell or some sort. I don't know. I don't think so, though. It's something different than that, I think, because it's definitely got some extraterrestrial involvement, and I'm being slow killed and being taken down through psychological means, through societal means, and there's very few people here that like me. I'm just telling you that right now. It's like, everybody in this place hates me, and they've hated me from the beginning. Since this thing shifted, I felt the shift happen, and I was put here. I've been at war ever since, and I've been targeted in ways that are psychological and hidden from the general masses of people. And I don't know why that is. If there's a lot more of these people that are involved than I anticipated, if I'm on an extraterrestrial planet or something, and they've actually, created a holographic type of re-established Denver, Colorado or something in order to keep me here. And, let's say I'm on the Mars or something like that, and they did some some type of what do they call that, terraforming of this planet there or something. I don't know. I can just tell you there's a lot of differences here, and there's physical differences, there's structural differences in some of the buildings that I've seen, and there's differences, and it's not just a Mandela effect where it just has items that are said or something on commercials and things. There's a lot more to it than that. I don't know what this place is, and I'm finding it very difficult to move forward from here, and it's like I'm in a prison. It really is like a prison here. It's like a virtual reality prison where, you may feel you can go down to the store, you can do things, but as far as your freedom of who you are and the person that you used to be, it's almost like their society and the loved ones that are involved with it, they're not really obviously your loved ones, and I'm going to show you that here soon, but they're all involved with it, and they put you down for expressing yourself. They put you down for showing your caring and your creative nature. It's really this realm that I'm in. It's very superficial, and it's very sorry for all the but it's very, what do I want to say? Let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? Insulting, I would say insulting, embarrassing maybe, downgrading. It's designed to make you feel inferior all the time, like you're never good enough, like you're not supposed to be here, like you should be dead, like you should not comment on things. This is a very aristocratic type of society, I believe. All these people have money and wealth, and you will never have it. If you're a targeted individual here, they make sure of it. Everything is in failure. I just had a job recently at a lumber place. I was doing a forklift, and I was fired. I had to do a drug test to get in, and I did it, and I passed it, no problem. Worked for like a week, and then the second week I was starting on like an overnights where you had to work from 3 until they were done, and sometimes it's till 5 in the morning. Well, my first night on those overnights, I got out at about 3:30. It was my birthday that night, and that day I should say. Got home, it was the kid's first day of school. Had to come home, watch my daughter, my son had to go to do his schooling in the morning, and then my daughter had to go to her school. I didn't have any sleep. I had zero sleep until I had to go back to work at 3 because of just the day. It was so crazy and hectic. I think I got an hour and a half of sleep. So it wasn't no sleep. I got like an hour and a half. And in my physical, I did a physical. I need glasses. I haven't had glasses for, I think it's been over a year and a half, 2 years. Every time I get glasses, they disappear. Somebody's taking them. They vanish. My eyeglasses just vanish. One time I left them at my brother's. One pair was the sunglasses that were prescription, and they disappeared. And I know I left them at my brother's. He said he never found them. And I know they were there because I remember leaving like 2 minutes after leaving his place going, oh, I need to go back and get my sunglasses. And I was like, well, I'll just come back. I'm coming back tomorrow. I'll just grab them tomorrow. And when I get back, he says he doesn't have them. Well, of course I find out, obviously he's involved with it too. So, everything's against me in this place. I don't know if these people are being manipulated, controlled, or if they're just in on it. I know they work as like a hive mind. I would say possibly an AI system of some sort. Let's see, what else? About my job. So I do the physical. I grabbed some glasses at ARC thrift store. It was a thrift store that I had locally here. I grabbed a pair of glasses there that were kind of nearsighted, but they were kind of like, I don't know what you would call up and down. It basically, when you put them on, you feel like you're like 3 feet higher than you are. You know what I mean? When you put them on. So it's kind of awkward when you put them on. And I was wearing those for the physical exam, and I didn't do real good. I couldn't read like the first 4 lines. And so she went down to like the 5th line. I did that one. Okay. And then one of my eyes, I could see better out of one of them than the other. And this is with these pair of glasses on. These pair of glasses that aren't even for me. They're not even prescription for me, but I had no choice. I couldn't afford glasses. I'm broke as hell. And I had to have glasses, that was, in order to pass the eye exam. I did what I could, and I figured after I get paid, I can buy some glasses, and then I'd be okay. I'd have enough money because I was making pretty good money here. Well, the next day, I wore the same glasses I wore in the physical. In the physical, it said I needed to have them on at all times, my glasses. Well, I was pretty tired that morning, and I decided to put them on because my eyes, I was having problems because I only had an hour and a half of sleep, and the less sleep I have, the less I can see. I can't see as good as I usually can. So here I'm seeing like 7 feet, and it's starting to get blurry. So I decided to put the glasses on when I got to work, and I started to have some issues with the forklift that I was on. It was a forklift that had 4 controls on it, 4 knobs or 4 levers instead of 3, and one of the levers didn't work. And so every time I was grabbing for the lever I thought I was grabbing for, it was the one that didn't work. So I was having a lot of problems operating the forklift. To make a long story short, there was a piece of wood that was kind of put in crooked, had a crack in it, and my fork got stuck in the crack. And so I had problems getting this wood off of the rack, and 2 of the pieces had come down and fallen. And so I started, after that had happened, all of a sudden one of the managers and another guy called a lead, I guess it's just called a lead, they're not a supervisor, they're just kind of lead the crew at night. They start following me around. So here I am getting followed around, kind of harassed already, on my first day of the overnights, and they're watching me for the first time cut a piece of wood. I've never used this giant, huge saw before, and so I'm sawing for the first time, and they're like, hey, don't do that yet. I'm like, okay. Like, you need to push it all the way against the thing, or it's going to fly up. And I'm like, okay. So I pushed it all the way against the conveyor belt thing that was on, and I was able to cut it. Well, I cut that piece. I finally got that whole situation. I got the wood that I needed, got it all wrapped up, and put it in for the order and everything. And I went to go to my cigarette break because it had been almost 3 hours. It took me forever to do it because I had to pick up all this wood, and this whole problem in the beginning just messed everything up. So I took my glasses I was wearing off because they weren't helping; they were making it worse. And decided to go for my cigarette break. Well, I get approached on my cigarette break. I got 2 of the leads and a supervisor coming at me, and they're coming straight at me, and I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. So I just put out my cigar. It's a cigar I smoke, and I begin to walk towards the break area, where I'm coming back into work, and I was going to jump back on the forklift and continue working. Well, they approached me and said, hey, what are you doing? I was like, well, what do you mean? What are you smoking over there? I was like, well, I'm smoking a cigar. It's my cigarette break. I've been here 3 hours, so I figured I'd take a cigarette break. Well, they said, no, well, we need you to come with us. And I'm like, excuse me. I go, what do you mean come with us? And they go, well, we need to talk to you in the office for a minute. And I'm like, no, you got to talk to this office. And they go, yeah, and also we're going to take you on to go do a drug test too. And I'm all, excuse me? I go, no. I go, yeah, I'm not going to your office. You're not going to fire me right now. I said, no. I said, you guys want me to go in there and so you guys can put on your little show and have me sign some papers for being fired for destroying 1 piece of wood. I said, there's people here that have destroyed way more things than that. I've seen people destroy like 4 or 5 pieces of wood in like 2 minutes with managers around, and they don't do a thing about it. And here I am. I have one problem. I've been perfect all week. I haven't had any mistakes whatsoever. And here I am having a bad day. It's my birthday, secondly. And because I had an hour and a half of sleep, and my eyes were having problems. They're sitting there, and they wouldn't listen to anything I had to say. I told them the reason why, because I went over to them and I go, I need to get another forklift. This forklift's not working. It's every time I reach for the one lever, it doesn't work, and I keep missing, on, pulling the wood down, and it's messing me up. So I'm gonna go grab another forklift. They said, oh, okay. And I went and grabbed another forklift, and everything was fine after that. And then now here they are firing me. They're gonna fire me. So I said, you know what? I said, forget it. I said, I quit. I said, fuck the show, fuck the little charade that you guys want to put on and the little show you want to put on. I said, fuck you. I quit. I said, I'm not going to be harassed here any longer. Okay, and I walked off. I just walked off the job. Well, I was 5 miles away from using a phone, too. I was out in the middle of BFE. So I had to walk like 5 miles to get to a phone to use and to actually call somebody to come and pick me up. Devastating me. It really, I stopped for, I think it was about an hour in a corner of a building that was vacant. It was an industrial complex. It was completely vacant. And I just cried. I just bawled. I let it all out. I didn't know what else to do. I was praying out to God to just help me. Just help me. Where am I at? Just stop this from happening. And nothing. I'm just completely helpless at this point. So I end up putting myself back together, and I continue walking to the phone, and I finally get to the phone, and I call my wife, and of course she's pissed off. She kind of knows that I lost my job. I didn't want her to let my mother know, right away. And I just told her that they let me off early because of my birthday, and so she came and got me, and I went home, and it was another just smash in like another kick in the nuts, of another chapter of my life, just constant failure after failure after failure. And so I've kind of come to the conclusion that there's nothing I'm going to be able to accomplish here in this place because it's rigged. This whole place is rigged, whatever this is. This extraterrestrial torture entrainment system, whatever they want to call it. It doesn't help anybody. It destroys people's souls is what it does. It takes somebody who has a warm heart, who's a good-natured person, and it destroys them. It makes them mean, and it makes them give up. It makes them lose interest in everything, okay? And it makes you hate yourself to the degree where you want to change your identity to get away from it. That's how far it goes. Where you're willing to change your name, do whatever you have to do in order to escape this system and this plague that they've placed on you. And so it hasn't helped me one bit, and it's made me regress. I'm going into more bad things, I'm meeting more bad people, getting more bad habits because of the fact that I've when this thing first started, within a year and a half, I had gone down to, I didn't care anymore after a year and a half almost. I could care less about myself. There's times I walk down the road and I wish a truck would just hit me, would just lose control and hit me, but it won't, because they want to keep torturing me. So, there's been times I've just thought about jumping in front of the truck, jumping off bridges. I've tried to, I've almost had the courage to do it, but I didn't do it. I've tried choking myself. I tried to throw a hairdryer in the toilet, not in the toilet, but in the bathtub when I was taking a bath in order to fucking kill myself. It blew the fucking switch. It blew the breaker, and it didn't work. I tried to strangle myself with my hands, and I almost did it. But there's like some type of an instinct in the human body where you just let go when you start to lose the consciousness. You can't do it. I almost drank Drano one time. I was going to drink bleach one time, and almost had it to my mouth where I actually poured the bleach a little bit down my neck. That's how close I was to drinking it. I tried overdosing once. You can't kill yourself here either. It's crazy. When I was first put in the hospital, the first time when I almost went suicide by cop, a chick came in there, and she had like cuts all the way down her wrists, like vertically. Like she tried to do it all the way, like from her wrist all the way to her elbow, a vertical slit on both arms. Just stitches all the way up. She had stitches all the way up. And she goes, I did it. And she goes, I couldn't bleed anymore. And I was still alive. She goes, I couldn't die. She goes, I wouldn't bleed anymore. She goes, so she said she threw vodka on her hair and tried lighting her hair on fire. It would not light on fire. Her hair wouldn't light on fire. She couldn't do it. It would not allow her to kill herself. So this place is like a sick, twisted place put on by people that are fucked up in the head, okay? And I'm telling you what, it's just like I said, this is an SOS. I need some help. You need to find out what we're in here and save us, because this is not real. It's not a game to us, okay, to the targeted individuals. It's not a game. We're not having fun here. This is not fun for us. And I want out. I don't give you my permission Okay, if I gave you permission before I was memory, if I was memory oppressed or something like that, I take it back. Okay? I do not consent to this place whatsoever. Okay? On any level whatsoever. So whoever's hearing this that's in charge of anything going on here, there's a lot of sick stuff I think going on here, guys. It's disgusting. It's run on intelitarianism is what it's called. Intelitarianism. Okay, so it's pleasure and pain. Whatever's good for the masses of the people. So if it's good to rape kids for everybody, as long as there's something good in it for everybody, then it's okay to rape kids. As long as it's, it benefits the majority. That's the kind of place this is. Okay? So I don't know even half of what goes on behind closed doors or what goes on in meetings. They don't allow targeted individuals to know those things. Okay? But anyway, I just want to throw that out. Now this part's coming up, this first part. Okay? So I want you guys to be very, very observant to what happens. You can slow it down, whatever you need to do. Okay? So what's going to happen, this is basically my back room. I put a camera up one day when I left. And there's parts, if you listen, closely, you can hear people coming and going. I'm going to let you guys just go I'm going to let it roll from this point, okay? So at like around 21 something, you're going to see my wife come in. Now I want you to observe when she comes in, underneath her jacket, she has a sweatshirt. It's a gray sweatshirt, okay? At, I think it's 43 minutes, okay? You're going to see my mother come home, supposedly. But she doesn't come home. I don't hear the front door when she comes home necessarily. Or actually, I can't remember. I think I do hear her come in the front door, but I never hear her leave or hear Chaz leave or anything. Okay, they don't talk to each other. You hear no voices talking to each other. But you're going to see my mom come in at 43 minutes, and she's going to throw a sweatshirt. See that red shirt that's hanging on that chair? She's going to throw a gray sweatshirt, the same sweatshirt my wife had on. Here in just a second, you're going to see her with it. So she changes into my wife changes into my mom, or my mom gets out of my wife and changes into herself. But you're going to see this happen. You're going to see her take the same sweatshirt. She's going to have it in her hand, and she's going to throw it on that red shirt and just kind of throw it over there. Okay? Trying to hide it. What that proves is somebody's not who they say they are. Because why is she changing it? Why is she using the same shirt that Chaz had on? And then throwing it over there on that shirt. That doesn't make any sense. Who are they? Who are these people? Are they aliens? I think they're aliens. I don't know. I think they are aliens because of the stuff that they can do. They can read thoughts. There she is with a sweatshirt. Okay, can you go back and look at it? Go back and look at it. But it was a gray sweatshirt. Okay? The same gray sweatshirt that you're going to see at 43 minutes. Okay, that my mom is actually going to throw down on. You'll see her throw it on that red shirt back there. Okay? But anyway, I don't have a lot of battery time left. So I need to charge this phone. So I need to kind of end the voiceover that I'm doing on this video. But I just wanted to point that out. So from this point till 43 minutes, you can watch it. You'll hear this bubbling of water. I don't know what that sound is. I don't know if that's sound to manipulate sounds in the background. So I can't hear what's going on, or if there's other stuff going on. I don't know. But I don't know what that bubbling is in the background noise. And you're going to hear it when I get off the voiceover here. So anyway, this is Heavy T, and this is conclusive. This is a shout out, SOS, please. Find out what's going on here, whoever's, find out who's in charge of this and shut this thing down, because people are dying here and being tortured to death, and this isn't funny, this isn't people on drugs, this is not mental illness, as you can see here. You're going to see in this video. There's something going on here, and it's bigger than us. It's bigger than our universe. It's something bigger, so... Anyway, this is Heavy T, you guys. I hope you guys are doing good, and I love all you. If my Star family's out there, I love you guys too. I don't know how many of us are left, but I love you guys, and just stay vigilant and keep the peace, guys. Out.